We begin with this new chapter in the fight against coronavirus and the Omicron variant. We're seeing cases pop up all over the country. The Biden administration wants to ease COVID test site lines like this by delivering 500,000 rapid at-home tests. And that's not all. From the federal government to major cities like Chicago, Boston, Washington, D.C., restrictions and mandates are returning. In many cities now, you are going to have to show proof of vaccination and more in terms of protocols. Allison Harris begins our coverage at the White House with a closer look at the president's new approach. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Adrian. First and foremost, lockdowns are off the table. And we heard some new messaging from the president and from this White House yesterday suggesting a shift in the approach to how to tackle this pandemic. The president essentially saying Americans who are fully vaccinated and boosted should not have to upend their lives because of this virus, because of these evolving variants, telling people who are vaccinated that they should not have to change their holiday plans or cancel their Christmases, that they are protected from severe illness. But the messaging was much different for those who are unvaccinated, telling those people that they have a greater risk of hospitalization, a greater risk of severe illness, and that it is their patriotic duty to get vaccinated. Speaking from the state dining room, the president told Americans, this is not March of 2020. We're prepared. We know more. And that is true as 200 million Americans have their shots. The president told those Americans, as I said, to enjoy the holidays, but his message much more dire for the unvaccinated. The president even giving a rare acknowledgement in his remarks yesterday to his predecessor, the former president.
I got my booster shot as soon as they were available. And just the other day, former President Trump announced he had gotten his booster shot. Maybe one of the few things he and I agree on. People with booster shots are highly protected. Join them. Join us.
The president also outlined ways in which the administration will help hospitals dealing with more unvaccinated patients and announced that plan to distribute 500 million at-home COVID tests in January, trying to help people who are dealing right now with that national shortage of at-home COVID tests. And one of the more immediate measures that's going to go into place is the federal government helping alleviate those long lines that we're seeing across the country at testing sites. That can't happen soon enough. The help will first be directed to those long lines for COVID testing in New York City. Adrian.
All right, Allison, yes. And I even saw a long line here in Chicago of people waiting to get tested. So a big agenda item at different cities around the country. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.